walks in through the front door, pulls out a pistol right out of his pocket, aims it directly at my chest while holding his hand over the slide.
What started as a robbery at a local convenience store ended in the death of a Vancouver police officer, Donald Sahota. Investigators say that robber ran off from the scene of the crime and ended up at the home of the off-duty officer in Battleground. In the chaos and confusion of it all, investigators say a Clark County deputy ended up shooting and killing the officer. And now the Lower Columbia Major Crimes Team is investigating this deadly officer-involved shooting. Fox Soul's Marilyn Deutsch reports from Vancouver.
Officer Sahota's last job with Vancouver Police was here at the training center, where he trained new recruits. He worked for the department for almost 8 years, previously working patrol. Vancouver's mayor ordered flags at half-staff to honor the slain police officer. The first day back at work for the mayor since the Saturday night killing of Officer Sahota, and she still struggles to deal with this tragedy.
This one is such an anomaly, and it was such a sudden, tragic. It's sometimes just too hard to understand sometimes.
This is not an ordinary officer shot in the line of duty case, nor is it an ordinary deadly officer-involved shooting. Officer Sahota was really the homeowner here and appeared to be defending his home and trying to keep the suspect from hurting his wife when the deputy fired their rifle, killing him. That's where we are now, but it started with police pursuing an armed robbery suspect from Vancouver to Battleground. The same man, authorities believe, who oddly ended up pounding on the door of a home where Officer Sahota lived with his family. While Officer Sahota's wife called 911, he went outside armed to try to detain the suspect. They fought. Officer Sahota was stabbed. The suspect got away and went towards Officer Sahota's house. Officer Sahota went after him with his gun. Just then, Clark County deputies arrived, and within seconds, one of them fired a rifle. Officer Sahota collapsed and died on his own front porch. Authorities say Officer Sahota's wife did tell dispatch who her husband was and that he had a gun. They say it's a case of mistaken identity. We don't know yet if that deputy followed procedures or whether they could be culpable in some way. And the mayor won't speculate and hopes others won't either.
And we'll deal with it when Lower Columbia Major Crimes Team brings their report forward.
Meantime, as one law enforcement agency mourns the death of its own, another one deals with an investigation into one of its own.
The community wants to put their hug around the entire family and everybody.
And the mayor says everybody includes both law enforcement departments.
Individuals can send their cards and letters to the department, and those will be delivered to the family, but also to the officers and to the deputies that are involved in this also.
52-year-old Donald Sahota leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Vancouver police are not saying anything about the death of their officer today, but they did tell me they are planning a memorial service for Officer Sahota. In Vancouver, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12 Oregon.
The suspect was arrested without incident after Officer Sahota was shot. New at noon, this is a man who investigators say robbed a convenience store before ending up at Officer Sahota's home in Battleground. Julio Cesar Segura appeared in court this morning. He faces several charges, including attempted murder, robbery, burglary, assault, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempt to elude.